Father. No. You call me Ed, or Sir, or Sire.
Stephen, it's so, first of all, an honor to get to chat with you. I'm a longtime fan, going back to Dodgeball was my first experience, and then everything from Office Space to Barry to now Resident Alien's just been such a fun journey to see. I'd love to hear, first and foremost, you're obviously no stranger to the world of comedy, but what was it about the world of Resident Alien that really drew you to want to be a part of it?
Well, you know, Alan and I have known each other since Dodgeball, and we worked on his show, the Comic-Con show that he did as well, which he directed me in and acted with me in. But we've kept in touch over the years, and I was so happy to get a call from him saying, "What do you think, Dad?" And I went, "Yes, Alien Dad? Yes, I'm in." I was very I happened to be pretty busy this year, and it was going to be hard to slip it in between a couple of other projects, but we made it happen because I love Alan, love the show, have always watched it since the beginning. Know Alice Wetterland from Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. We worked together in Hawaii on that. So it was nice to come see her in person and see all the people, of which are tremendous actors, really, really funny. And it was great to see everybody. Didn't really get to work with everybody, but got to work a lot with Alan, which made me happy.
Well, I love that. And your guys' dynamic is so fun to watch together as Alan and his dad. They're embodying their alien form, even in human form. I'd love to hear what actually, first and foremost, what it's like playing that alien language, given it is such a weird collection of sounds to have to perform. It was
so odd. Yes, I know we had to say our brother's name in that language, and it was like, "Well, what are we going to do here, Alan?" And he said, "Well, you're going to make something up and I'm going to try to reproduce it." I said, "Okay, try this one." And I think we did a couple of different ones, but I think we used the longer alien name, which was more fun for him to try to get it together to do it. So no, that was great. But no, I love the whole conceit of the show. And it's gotten, the show has gotten bigger, in terms of its storylines, really getting out of the planet, sometimes going to the moon, getting trapped and imprisoned by aliens. So it's widened out from the first and second season, and I think that's only to its benefit.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, we finally got to see the Galactic Council this season and everything. Like, it's just getting bigger and bolder. And I know obviously they typically have stunt performers for the alien prosthetics, but I'm curious if you got to see any of them firsthand when you were filming.
I only got to work, since the conceit of the show was seeing me as a human. I didn't really get to use the head, but I did have tremendous alien hands. I was very happy to put on, because I'm the biggest nerd ever too. So I was very happy to see that. And Alan came up with a couple of really nice, I think they were ad libs. I can't remember from the script though, about just he gets up from the floor and says, "Oh, I didn't remember I was this tall." So he came up with a couple of great things. I have to give him credit for.
He's so great in that role. It's tailor-made for his sense of humor. And
he's amazing.
He really is.
Amazing.
And I'd love to know, though, you two have had, like you said, you've known each other for a while, you've worked with each other before, but do you find that this show's writing is sort of made it easier for you to portray that apathy that Ed has for his son throughout this episode?
Yeah, and I think it's the crux of the episode is the alien dad, me, dealing with him as an alien and as a human. Which one are you going to be? Because they're two different ethic systems, and I know what I want you to be. I want you to be an alien and stop all this nonsense and kill everybody. But at this point, he's more human than alien. So was a nice dichotomy to work on.
And it led to, and we're going to save this until after it runs or airs, but it led to quite a big fight scene between the two of you. Part of me hoped he might be able to win his dad over in the end, but as we saw, it wasn't quite the case. What was it like filming that scene in particular, given it's not the most, grandiose of fight scenes, but it is still one that has quite an emotional gut punch.
It does, because you're still fratricide. And it's bizarre. I mean, it's the last thing that he would expect. We did a couple of passes with it, but I think what they used was the very close up of us getting together and that poker. It was really well staged and well done. They have great stunt people on that show. But for me, it was it was flailing after being dead. That was, I felt like I was, in a 60s movie going, but it was fun. It was great and well written, well done by the stunt guys.
I can only imagine how surreal it must be having to imagine that having to play like you're turning into this big alien and then seeing yourself in the raw footage and it's just, like you say, just flailing about.
Yes, flailing. I've got a great picture of my alien form with something in it that Alan sent me. But what is absolutely incredible is how much you can do through AI and the newest technology. It's just insane, and they can do it quickly. So, I mean, this episode, we didn't shoot it that long ago, and there was a lot of work to be done on it, and they did a great job.
That they did. Then they've done it throughout this show, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Now, the thing I find interesting about Ed is that he continues a trend of really uniquely dark characters for you. Obviously, I look at Barry, I think about Get Out, I think of all these things where you're right on the edge of hating them, but then they still find the occasional way to at least bring levity, maybe, or something beyond just pure hate.
Some kind of humanity too. Yeah, some kind of humanity to the guys. But I have to say, I don't think there is in this character. I think he was probably treated the same way by his alien dad that he treats Alan, and it's sad, but it's a truism, and we did actually discuss it in the show. I think it doesn't come out of nowhere. It doesn't come, it has to be a learned thing, and I think probably he had a bad dad too.
He probably did. And so I'm curious, what is it about these kinds of characters that you find have really drawn you to want to play them over the past, handful of years compared to maybe some of the more, like we were talking about, goofier characters from the 90s and
goofier comedy characters. Yeah. I think, well, it's, for me these days, it's all about the script and the people who are doing it. The script is number one. If the script is phenomenal and then they get phenomenal actors to do it, then you got something going. If you got a mediocre script and great actors, it's still not going to be great. But if you got both of them, it's going to be exciting. And that's the reason I took Barry, because we walked the line of comedy and heavy drama and violence within that show. Bill made it a point of never making the violence funny. It's like there are two different things. There's real violence in this show and there's going to be funny in this show, but they're not going to be mixed. And I thought that was the best decision he made. So that the reason, of course, to take that show is the writing and the people. And it's the same with most of the work that I do now. And it was certainly true in this show because I love the show. I love the actors on the show. I thought this episode was tremendously well written, and I didn't mind having no redeeming qualities.
Well, I love that you've found so many great people. I mean, even when it was the pure comedy, you've found great people to work with. But I love that, again, you found people who can give you these detestable type characters and still be an enjoyable experience for you. I see I'm coming close to time,
Exactly.
so I did want to ask you really quickly before I let you go. Very excited for King of the Hill's return and to see what everybody's been up to. I'd love to hear for you, you know, what you're allowed to share maybe about where Dotrieve is now and what it was like stepping back into that character.
Well, really easy to step back into that character because I think Bill is now part of me after, 200 shows before this. But what's exciting about this show, and Saladin, our showrunner for these 2 seasons, has made it a contemporary show with problems that everybody dealt with through COVID. Everybody had and changed. I think it changed everybody's life a little bit. Certainly did these characters as well, since Mike decided, well, it's been a long time. Let's make it current. Bobby is now, 22 now? 22, and he's got his own business, and Hank and Peggy. His wife have been through not living in the United States for a while, I can tell you that. And they come back and deal with that. So and obviously we've had some people pass that did voices on the show, and that was hard. But most of the family is intact at this point, and even a couple of people that have passed are being done by people within the show. So it still feels like a family thing for us, and we're so happy to do it. But don't think I'll ever get rid of William Fontaine de la Tour d'Autrive. Yeah, I think he'll always be in there.
Well, I love that it got to feel like a family affair coming back to it, and I can't wait to see again how you guys have updated it and where everybody is now. But in the meantime, I look forward to getting the word out about this episode of Resident Alien, as well as just the show in general. I love it. But Stephen, again, such an honor getting to talk with you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Appreciate it, Grant. Thanks so much.
My own son letting himself be bullied by a child.